I don't know if I want to look. Oh no! Fuck! There is a bit of a code when it comes to being a project car owner. You quickly have to learn that any project that you think about is going to take 5 minutes, takes 5 weeks, and that anything that you thought was going to take a month took 4 years. And obviously when it comes to finances, we never really talk about them honestly. In fact, you become a bit of a, I don't know, a rather dodgy accountant that would knock off £100 there, 150 there from the final total, and maybe, we'll take 25 off of that, and we won't include the VAT or the postage. So really we got quite a good deal. Unfortunately, I have Scarlet's annual report, and we're going to go through it in this video. And unfortunately, I think it's going to be more than the £40 that I told my missus that it cost for the upkeep of Scarlet in 2021. Which is why I'm not in the house currently, and she's nowhere near me. Makes sense, right? Not that she's going to watch this anyway, she hates us, so that's fine. But I still didn't want to say this anywhere near in her presence. So, if you're sitting comfortably, we'll begin after I go back home now and have a drink before I actually tot all this up. Oh, I'm not looking forward to this. There we are. First things first. Do you like the tea? Merry Rustmas, everyone. Merry Rustmas. Oh, so, where were we? This list. How much have I spent on Scarlet in 2021? Sure about this one this year. So last year we spent, how much was it? £2,500, roughly speaking. The year before that was the first year of ownership of Scarlet, and I spent roughly about £1,000 there or thereabouts. I'm not 100% sure exactly how much it was, but it was in that ballpark. So yeah, this year, now for those that never watched last year's video, how this works is I'm going to go through everything. It's all itemised, it's all written down here. I've been through my Amazon account, I've been through all my emails, and I have went through all the websites, Autolink and MX5 Parts. Predominantly those are the two websites I use the most for everything. So I've been through all the receipts for 2021, and it's all written down on this handy notepad, and we're going to go through it. I haven't added it all up yet, so I have to start off with my guesstimate, and anyone else who has a guess now. I'm reckoning I was a mile off last year. I don't think it's anywhere near as much as last year. However, I believe it will be more than year one with Scarlet. So I'm going to guess, I'm going to say about £1,300. That's my guess. I'm going to write it on the list with this pen that I carry everywhere. 1,350. There. Final guess. So, if you're sitting comfortably and you have got yourself a drink of something, and of course if you are a vapist, that's vapist, a vape. I'm going to have one quickly before we begin. This is not going to be fun. So, here we go. Almost a furious vape then. It is Christmas. It's going to get very foggy in here. Right, let's begin at the top of the list. In fact, I need to actually check. Can you still see me through that cloud? Yes, you can see me. It's just a little bit mystical. So, let's begin. Item number 1. This makes it a wee bit shorter this year. The video won't be anywhere near as long as last year's because we must start with the elephant in the room, aka the fox in the room. Project Fox Repair. That came in at... I'm surprised it's less than I anticipated actually when I was looking back over the video. £384.96 was how much I quoted Project Fox Repair cost. However, there was 2 items that I did not list that I forgot all about. One of them was the air pipe, which I still haven't fitted. Video for that will be coming in the new year. That cost £45. And there was a... what the hell was that for? I've also written, look, I don't know if you'll be able to see that on this, but if I put that up there, there was a £30 spend for funnel, funnel, furl, £30 for a squiggle anyway, whatever that is. So I've added that on as well. So Project Fox Repair came to, all in all, 400 and something, all in, to be honest. That was the price of the exhaust that we lost out on. We should have had... I'm going to open the door. I can't open that one because of the lights. Need to clear out all this coldness. If I leave the door slightly ajar, that should let everything clear out. So yeah, Project Fox Repair really did... It basically cost what would have been Scarlet's new exhaust at the start of the year, in all honesty. That's... unfortunately where we started off. It was a horrendous start to the year, but we'll talk about that in another video. Moving on, next thing up was another thing that I didn't budget for happening. The replacement window regulator. In fact, it wasn't this one, it was the passenger side one that went. That came in at a whopping £91.42, which was just... 91 quid for a regulator. I actually was surprised because I did that thing of going, yeah, this was only like 20 quid. God, no, it wasn't. £91.42. And that's not including the price for the grease, which was the Sinetsu grease. Something like that. The stuff that they use on Hondas. Oh, we won't mention that again. That was £26.68. That includes shipping and VAT. Again, for fucking grease. Honest to God, man. What the heck? Still, hey ho, it needed to be done. Next one up was the rocker cover gasket. Now, that's been on the list, needing to be done for quite a long time. And I've actually been meaning to update on that one. That it's still not leaked, which is good, because on Scarlet's MOTs, there has been relentless oil leaks. Slow leak, not excessive, coming from the engine bay. I am pretty much convinced it's from the rocker cover gasket because it leaks down at the back of the engine. And it had been pooling there. But since fitting that back in, was it September? It has not had any oil pooling at the top of the engine again. So that's good news. That cost £20.96 plus £14 for tax. Oh. So that rounds up to £34.96 for a piece of plastic or rubber. You're going to do about it. HT leads and spark plugs, those were probably not been changed on Scarlet for many a year. Those came in at £18.94. I thought, when in Rome, when we were doing the cover, the rocker cover gasket, might as well get that done. This one goes back to... It's not really a part that was needed for Scarlet, more something that needed to be replaced because of my stupidity. A replacement jack to actually get her up off the ground. Back during Project Fox Repair, Scarlet was on the road and she was jacked up for, it must have been like 2 months roughly, and I just left the jack under there thinking, fuck this, basically. I'm not fucking moving it. She was on axle stands as well, but it ended up because it was like January, February, and part of March that she was on the stands on the road. Ended up that jack was totally gone. It was a complete goner. In fact, when I went to try and jack the car up to get her down off of the stands, it wouldn't budge. Basically, she was stuck on the stands. I had to go and get my good mate Phil to actually dig me out and use his stand in order to get her back on the deck. So I had to buy a replacement one of those. That came in at £65. Yep, another expense that we didn't think we would need. Bit of a theme for this year, to be honest. Next up was another expense that I didn't think we were going to need, but this one happened back in March time again as well. A battery clamp, which came in at £8.99. Which, again, did not expect that to be an additional needed thing. But, you know, hey-ho. That was an embarrassment. That was the video stuck at Sainsbury's. A couple of days later, I actually bought the battery clamp, and I also bought in fact, I never added this in. I forgot to add it in. Or did I? Let's just check. Terminal. I know how much it was as well. So there was the battery clamp at £8.99 plus the booster was £29.99. I remember. Just forgot to add this one in. I basically bought that as a backup so that I don't get stuck again, so that I've always got it in the boot. And do you know what? Since I fitted the clamp and I've had that booster in the boot, I haven't had to use it until I went out to film the video that will be released in a couple of days' time. So I better not say it yet. When I went out to film that video, I had to stop Scarlet several times. Now, because Scarlet hasn't been run properly for a good few weeks, the battery has went down, obviously, because it's not getting maintained. So, yeah, I had to use it for the first time while I was out filming. So, yeah, just as well I had that, or I would have been up shit creek. You know, to be totally honest, because that was not. I was miles away from home, nobody anywhere near me. I'd have had it. I totally had it there because she refused to start. Literally put the booster, boom, straight away. There she went. So I was quite happy about that. You literally put it on in it. Shows you the amperage. It's one of those wee like power banks that you get. I should have brought it down with me actually. It's in the camera bag charging up. So yeah, it worked. That's exactly what it needed. So probably one of the better purchases of the year at £29.99 for that, because that saved me a whole lot of hassle and got me home. Next one up was this one. Oh no, this one wasn't actually planned. God's sake. Delrin bushes for the windows. This is the mechanism on the inside in here, that the stoppers for the windows to stop them from going too high up. I knew that the old ones would be perished when obviously I knew that window had gone to Fook. So bought them while we were at it. Those were, wait for it, £24.62. That's for two little pieces of Delrin that sit inside here. There's basically stoppers. 2 bits, £24.62. Oh my god. Yep, that one was. Yep. Can't believe I spent that money on that. But you know, needed to be done. At least now it'll last for years. There was also a tyre inflator that I had to buy because Scarlet's tyres are going down. That's the Halfords tyre inflator. Quick story on that actually. You know how I put up that it didn't work on a YouTube short? Well, turns out that I plugged it into the cigarette lighter of the Mrs.'s car, and it worked fine. I had it plugged into a Halfords extension and it didn't work. Tried it again, it still didn't work, but that's supposed to work on that supply, so I don't know what is wrong there. Either it just doesn't like the supply or something like that. Plugged it straight into the cigarette lighter and it worked no problem, so happy days. That cost me £56. It's expensive, but you know, to be fair, it was worth it. It pumped up Scarlet's tyre, which I was worried was a slow puncture. Just turns out that for whatever reason the air had gone in one of the tyres, so that sorted that fine. Next thing up, the rear tail lamp gaskets. Those were £22. Then after that we've got probably my favourite mod of the year. We'll talk about this in depth on another video. The Cobalt exhaust, probably one of the only things on this list that I actually had more or less budgeted for buying this year. That was £275.54. And I'm going to be completely honest with you, worth every penny. Every single pence of that, it's worth it and then some. £275.54 for the sheer laughs that I get from whenever you put your foot down and it barks. It's just, you can't beat it. As far as I'm concerned, it is absolutely hilarious to listen to, and that's only the catback, so we've still got to get the rest of it done. What else have we got? We're getting close to the end here. Yes, servicing supplies that I've bought and still not done yet. A replacement fuel filter, £10.30. Sorry, I thought that was £10.30 something. It's just £10.30. The oil filter is £7.60. Engine oil cost pretty much the same as a tyre inflator from Halfords cost, £53.60. Plus £28 VAT, plus £12 postage. Didn't think to add that bit in there. I didn't realise I hadn't totaled that up correctly. Idiot. Heat wrap for the exhaust. Now, I bought that because the Cobalt back box was squeaking slightly. I'm going to have a quick vape. Yeah, I bought the heat wrap because the back box was squeaking. It was rubbing on a hanger on the rear of the car, one of those tie-down hooks. I thought, I don't want to remove that, I'll just leave that on there. What I'll do instead is I'll spend £17.99 on heat wrap, and I'll wrap it around the hangers on the back box, and that'll stop it squeaking. Do yourself a favour, never do that. Remove the fucking bracket. Because that's what I ended up doing. And I wasted £17.99 in the process. Like an absolute fucking idiot. Can't believe this. Why did I fucking do that? Do you know, I don't know why I done that. The only thing is, I'm not sure if I haven't re-earthed the fog lamp properly, because that was connected on earthing to that bracket that I've removed. I just put the screw back on. I don't know if I've not tightened up properly and it's not earthing, but problem for another day. You live and learn, I suppose. What else have we got down here? I had to buy an oil pan because that's for doing the servicing. That was £18. Hose clamps, I don't know what they're for, but they were in one of these purchases, but they must be lying about somewhere. Oh no, I know what they are. The clamps, they're to clamp the hoses on the fuel pipe when we replace the fuel pump. Those cost me £14. We've also got O-type crimps. Those are for the replacement loom on the headlamps. Those were £7.99. A replacement H4 harness for the headlights was £7. The terminal connectors kit that I had to buy, which is like crimps and all that, that cost £22. And then we get to the LED headlamps that I had to buy from Amazon, that I'd already bought a year ago from BV Autos. I had to buy them again, and they cost £89.99. But again, you know, it's just got to be done. One of them wasn't working, and I've got to be honest, for just over a year on Scarlet, that's piss poor. It really is piss poor. I was really unhappy about that. It's just expenditure I didn't want to have, to be totally honest. After that, T-tap connectors. Those were for allowing me to tap back in to get the daytime running lights working. Those were £12.88. I've also bought, haven't used it, but I've bought it, ACF to try and prevent rust. £35.89. I have bought it, but Scarlet's off the road now, so there's not really much point in using it just now. After that, we only have two things left. One of them was the price for getting Scarlet's back box fitted, because I couldn't fit it myself, and it's probably just as well I didn't, after talking to the garage that fitted it for me, and they took cash, thankfully. So props to them if they ever see this. They charged me £70 for fitting Scarlet's back box. Now, in the process, they actually discovered that the bolts going to the header on the manifold were goosed. The cat has a leak in it, as does the manifold. Between the manifold and the cat, there is a leak on the downpipe. So that's why I haven't bothered putting Scarlet in for MOT, because she'll fail. She'll just outright fail. The good news is they have taken all that off, and they have replaced all the header bolts, apparently, so they should now come off easier when I buy a manifold, which is hopefully going to be in the not too distant future. And finally, the biggest cost this year on Scarlet was something that totally out of the blue and completely killed me for buying anything else. The clutch. Yep. The clutch. Do you know, I knew there would be a day would come when the clutch would need to be done, but I just hoped it wasn't going to be this year. It's been a horrendous year, actually, when you look at that list. Everything on that list is just, I didn't want to do this year. Literally, the majority of it is just stuff I did not want to do, stuff I didn't budget for having to do this year. I wanted to spend money on cool things, and it didn't happen. Also wanted to save money for rust repair. That didn't happen, because money just gets spent on all this crap just to keep Scarlet on the road. The clutch, the kit, and all the time that it took for the guys to do the job, because as much as I wanted to do it myself, there was no way I would have been able to do it and get Scarlet back on the road. Should still be off the road now. £385 on the nose for the clutch. It is single-handedly the most expensive thing that I have had to pay for this year. Now, on the face of it, it was the bearing was gone, which meant every time I engaged first, second or reverse, there was a heck of a crunching noise, and that's the surefire sign that it's going to go. It's going to go, so you need to get it done sooner rather than later, or you're going to end up with an even bigger bill. So literally, like, the next week she went in. There was no question of it. It was a case of, as soon as I read online, I thought, nope, that's it, she's going in straight away, not getting driven, because I don't want anything else going wrong. So it was catch it now before anything else goes wrong. But to be fair, I think it was a reasonable price, because you've got the clutch kit itself, I think was about 150 quid or something. So the labour, now bearing in mind, I dropped Scarlet off, I can't remember what day of the week it was, let's just say I dropped her off on the Tuesday. It was like first thing on the Tuesday morning. I never got her back until the Thursday night. And they were delighted to get rid of the car. So yeah, as much as I cuss and swear, and you know, every video that I upload about doing something to this car, it seems to take an age, and it takes a lot longer than I ever think. I felt vindicated, in all honesty, because I thought, this is an actual garage full of mechanics that know what they're doing, and they've struggled. It's like, thank God I got a fixed price, because you're like, jeez, oh man, that would have cost me an absolute arm and a leg otherwise. So yeah, £385 for the clutch, and it was 70 quid for the exhaust fit on the same day. So yeah, that was a big bill, but there you are. That is everything for 2021. I might have missed out one or two small things, but honestly, I don't think I have. I'm pretty sure that's absolutely everything. So, time to add it all up. My estimate, 1,350 is what I'm reckoning. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. So, let's get out the calculator, and we shall see how much this is going to be all in. Let's get this added up. and I'll speed this up, obviously. Don't want you having to sit and watch me going through all this. Calculator, here we go, starting at the top. £384. Ag. Cancel. I'm going to add that up again. Fucking clot. 384. Right, I've added it all back up to the engine oil, £53.60, because I'm an idiot. £20, 12, 89, 89, plus 17.99, plus 7.99, plus 14, plus 18, plus 7, plus 22, plus £12.88. I'm not looking at the screen anymore because I've already gone over. £12.88 plus £35.89 plus 70, and then plus the biggest one of the year, and I am not looking at the screen yet, plus the biggest one of the year, 385. Okay, I'm not looking yet. There you go. That should be equaling what the entire cost for the year is. I don't know if I want to look. Oh no! Fuck! Fuck! Oh, fuck me! That can't be right. Have I added that up wrong? I glanced at the screen and it was at... Oh. I glanced at the screen when it hit 1,300 and I thought, oh God, we've went over, but surely it'll not be by much more than that. Yeah, Scarlet's grand total for 2021, £1,906.34. That is just on parts and bits. Cheers. I can't believe that. I need a minute. That's Furious Vape territory. £1,906.34 fucking pence. I could have got the rust repaired for that. I could have fitted a turbo. I could have bought ITBs. I could have went on a fucking holiday. Oh my God. £1,906. Still, it's on the plus side. That's about 400 less than last year. And do you know what's really galling about that? Is that if Phil hadn't bailed me out with the bumper, that would have probably taken us up. I think Project Fox Repair probably killed us this year to start with, and then as the year has progressed, it's got gradually worse and worse towards the end. But no matter, there's always next year. Oh my God. Yeah. That will do us for 2021's How Much Have I Spent. Come back at the end of 2022. And we'll see where we're at. One other thing quickly, I've now just realised I spent over £2,000 last year. Spent over £1,000 in year 1, and we're now in year 3, and that's just shy of £2,000. I have now spent more on Scarlet in the last 2.5 years, heading into 3, than what I paid for her. Merry Christmas. See you next year. Same time, same places. Oh. Worth it though. Worth it.